Listen, when people, mainly women, talk about how much women aren't in the threat of danger, right? As often, they're like, oh, guys always throw up protection, and it's happens so rarely that a man would actually have to put his life on the line to protect you. Listen, I tell women all the time, you walk down the street by yourself, you'll get a dramatically different response from people than when you walk down the street with a brother. I'm telling you, walk through your neighborhood normally, you won't notice a darn thing when you're with a guy. But if you start walking by yourself, I'm telling you, listen, if women really understood just being in proximity to a dude, like just being able to mention that there's a potential dude around on the phone or anything like that, listen, there is so much protection. But just because he's not diving over bullets, he's not kicking dudes down the street, what I'm saying? He didn't roll up with the 12 gauge and talk about who wants some because the Girl Scout cookies are knocked on his door at the wrong hour. You know what I'm saying? It's like because men ain't doing these super extravagant displays of physical protection, you think that this dude being here don't give automatic protection. And I just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
It's so funny because it reminds me of a link. So you know how when you watch one thing, it comes up on your algorithm, right? And so I watched this guy. He's a storyteller. He tells you all the bizarre things that have happened. These case stories, right? And the story came up where the University of Florida, there was a serial killer going around killing the students back in the 80s or something, 80s or 90s. Well, one student, she was like, "Well, I'm not really worried because I have a male roommate, right?" And so she was like, I live with a guy. He's a big guy. And he ended up coming after both of them. And he ended up getting both. He got him first, and then he went to. So sometimes that protection,
Listen,
it don't
look,
be protected.
I hate those one-off
No,
examples, man.
every man ain't no hard man. It's some
No, it's not.
bitches
It's
out
not
here.
about that, Shan. I hate those examples. Let me tell
I'm
you why.
just telling you I'm just telling you the story.
But this
All
is
I said
also
was the story.
all. But this is what I'm saying. HD. It's because this is something that needs to be understood between men. Because if our instincts are different, our protective instincts are different
Really?
over our sisters, like our family, women in general, the people that we hold dear, our children. Our protective instincts are different. We see things as men because men are the ones who commit basically all the crime, right? So whenever we create a environment where women don't have to be vigilant, it's because we were present. They didn't even have to look up while they were walking because we were present. 99 times out of 100, they won't notice a damn thing. They'll just notice that once. So it's our duty, whether we get acknowledged or not, because they won't even understand. Not all women, some women understand. They won't even understand that they were being protected in that situation, right?
We get it.
They won't even get it that, man, this nigga was looking at me like, and then when we passed, you got a problem? You got a problem, nigga? What's wrong? But he didn't do anything because it's like, if I really act like I got a problem, I might lose this fight. If you accept every fight, you might lose. That's why some men usually don't want to go there. It's like, if I take it there, I might lose, right?
I
Or I
was
want to back at her. I'm trying to holler at this lady, but I don't know if this is her nigga or brother or whatever. I don't know what type of time he on. She walk here all the time. I try to catch her by herself, right? So they don't know that it's us protecting them.
I get it. I was just it was just funny how I just saw that. But go ahead, Enoch.
So here's the thing is that women do get it. So right now all over social media, it's women bragging about being able to turn off their brains around their man, right? I don't have to look up from my phone because I got my man with me. And some guys are now hopping on this trend and they're recording their women literally head down.
Oh, I did see
And as
one.
he takes a step, she takes a step. He takes two, she takes two.
He
So
like grabbed her arm like you just about to walk into a bunch of people. Like, yeah, I think I saw that.
not even like it's that energy connection where like she knows he takes a left, she takes a left. Like she understands that like I don't have to be around my surroundings. So women do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
there is a caveat that we just don't talk about very often with that. You have to be the type of man that other men respect or fear, or both. If you are not one of those things, your physical presence is really not intimidating or deterring to anybody who has ill intentions. So
I
I'm not
get it.
saying that to me. Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to demean anybody. What I'm saying is that protection is layered. We focus so much on physical protection that when you are that person who can't offer physical protection, you risk being thrown away, even though there are all of these other layers of protection that you can offer, that are important, that are valuable, that are coveted by women. You being a rock for a woman when she's having emotional turmoil, that is protecting her from herself. You helping guide her make decisions that are better for her, that is another form of protection. You being there and hearing people talk smack about her and you're standing up for her, that is another form of protection. None of that is physical. If you are a small guy and you don't look very intimidating, you don't look like you can fight, and maybe you can't fight at all, you still offer protection in other forms. But when we don't have conversations about stuff like that, women go, okay, well, he doesn't fit the bill, so on to the next. And we wind up in these situations where people are just opting out and saying, I'm single by choice, because they no longer see the value in the person.
So I only have one right.
What Enos said with the other protection, and actually, Mike, you said something. I'm compared it to Mike has said the financial part was the least, right? Not saying that it's not important, but it's the least when you have the other things like character and values and stuff, when you compare those, right? I think it's the same thing on what Inaz is saying in terms of protection. Is not that women don't value or appreciate the physical protection, but so much emphasis is put on that. But when you look at the totem pole of protection, that would be at the bottom, because that's the least likely aspect of protection that you're going to need on a regular basis. It's the other areas of protection that Inaz were talking about that women need on a regular basis. And that is the area sometimes where men lack. Creating a safe space is a level of protection. You know, those things are the, like she said, the non-physical things, but those are the things that are needed most of the time.
So I have a question. So oftentimes in these conversations, because it brought me back to the reel that Enos just mentioned. These are things that you're absolutely right. Men offer these types of protection. The only problem is they want to offer, for the most part, not you men, because you guys have all been, they want to offer these protection without the true sense of protection. And that's marriage. Because you can protect me now, but it's temporary protection, right? I can't help you for a lifetime. So yes, you're protecting me for the moments that you're with me. But what about the all-time protection of, like, listen, I'm taking you under my wing. There's a covenant, and all of those things.
Yeah. I don't think we have a society that encourages that at all. In fact, we got to understand that the man is being told he shouldn't do it. I think we had a conversation months ago, maybe about a year ago, where it's a very confusing time to be a man.
Look at this comment. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, and so
and the crazy thing about it is you're the protector, but you feel like that's too dangerous.
Well, take a moment and listen to what he said. Mm-hmm. The protector feels like the institution of marriage is dangerous to him. Who's the counterpart in that? Women are making men seem like marriage is now dangerous. Marriage is something that was pretty natural before. It was something that you would do to honor the woman. She just here, man. She about to have my kids. This woman just serving. I gotta honor. Now it's like, wait, I could lose what from this? I could be in the hole this way. I could lose my so. It's like it's been made into something dangerous.
So
and I think
So what are we talking about? If you're saying we don't want marriage, the whole conversation is thrown in the trash. She's gonna be single. What's the point in having this entire conversation if he can't even give you the protection because he's not even willing to
Well,
provide the protection?
so I don't think, people get really mad when I say this, but the what's going on in society. Remember, I always say men have not changed at all. Women have
American
changed.
society, United
Yeah,
States.
women have changed. Women are trying to spread their wings, figure out what they want, figure out what they want to do, develop new interests, new lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
Men will naturally start behaving the way our grandfathers and forefathers behave when all of that stops, right? When femininity starts taking the forefront, masculinity will do what it does. It's a natural ebb and flow like of life. And I think that what I was saying before is that it's not promoted to protect women anymore because we're actually hearing, I don't need your protection. It's a very confusing time to be a man. The second you do anything from instinct as a man, because what it really does is that to protect a woman, you have to acknowledge her as weaker than you.
Mm-hmm.
Does the modern woman want that? You see what I'm saying? You got to put your hand in front of her and be like, back up, I'll take care of this. Remember, y'all are our equals now. So you don't want to be known as weaker than me or even be symbolic. Even that symbolism is now, undesirable for a woman. I've seen that in the workplace a lot. Anytime a man even does something chivalrous, I can stand. Why do you need? It's like, oh my god, like you're just like what?
Well, now
I don't
you're
know what to
talking.
do.
Most women don't do that. Most women would allow a man to cater to them. That's so small. Few people who are like that. You just talked about the outlier. That's the same with the women. Most women ain't sitting here like, oh, I can do that. They be like, do it. Let's just be honest. But again, if you're not we can toss the entire conversation away because the only people that you have to protect is your family, right? That's the only people that you are really protecting. So what it seems like, and this is both men and women, everybody wants benefits without the responsibility. Everybody wants the benefits of the relationship. Men want women to fall under their belt, but they don't want to give them the security, right? Women want men to be financially taking care of them, but they don't want to do it's too many people trying to get these benefits of a relationship without the relationship.